Hey, I'm Chris Day at the Hairy Wanderers, and today we're at Portsmouth Dockyard, historic dockyard. So we're going to go and check out the Mary Rose, take some pictures, have a wander around. So, let's go wander. So this is where we're going. The Mary Rose was laid down in 1510. She was launched in July 1511, but she wasn't actually completed until 1512. On board she had 200 sailors, 185 soldiers and 30 gunners, and an armament of 78 to 91 guns, including anti-personnel weapons. The Mary Rose represented a transitional ship design in naval warfare. Before that, war at sea had always been fought much like it had on land, with melee weapons like bows and arrows, but on floating wooden platforms rather than battlefields. Then, through the introductions of guns, there was a significant change. It changed the dynamics of ship-to-ship combat, and as guns became heavier and able to take more powerful gunpowder charges, they needed to be placed lower in the ship, closest to the waterline. Part of the problem for the Mary Rose in the end. At the Battle of the Solent, on the 19th of July 1545, the Mary Rose sank. They'd just fired off a broadside at the French ships, and they had to manoeuvre to avoid running aground. As they did this, they turned starboard, and the water began to rush in through the gun hatches. While this was happening, cannons were flying across the place, crushing people. The brick oven, which held a massive cauldron, 360 litres, came loose and was just flying around, breaking up all over the deck. You could imagine the carnage and how awful it would have been. This anti-boarding netting was meant to protect the crew in the event of being boarded. It actually trapped them inside the boat and caused them to drown. The archaeologists found out a lot about the people who were in the crew from their bones, like their tooth loss, arthritis, hip traumas, fractures. One of the ones that was really quite fascinating was the archer, because not only was he nearly as tall as we are today, they could tell he was an archer because the bone in his shoulder, which should have fused around the age of 18, never did. And this was from drawing the bow. So this is the skull of an officer. They could tell this from the things he was found with and whereabouts he was found on the ship. I believe he had a boatswain's whistle. This little guy, well, he was the ship's dog. Unfortunately for him, he probably didn't have a choice about whether he wanted to be on the boat or not. The sad thing is, he looked a little bit like my buddy. The search and discovery for the Mary Rose was the result and dedication of one man, the late Alexander McKee, and in 1965, in conjunction with the South Sea branch of the British South Africa Club, McKee initiated Project Solent Ships to investigate wrecks in the Solent. His real hope was to find the Mary Rose. And by using sonar scans, the team discovered a strange shape underneath the seabed. He strongly suspected he had found his quest, and between 68 and 71, a team of volunteer divers explored the area. The big climax came when diver Percy Ackland found 3 of the port frames of the Mary Rose on the 5th of May 1971. In 1979, they formed the Mary Rose Trust and they made Prince Charles president. They started excavating full time. Coming up next is a holographic projection video, which would be better if you actually go and see it for yourself in person, which I strongly recommend. Okay, so that takes us to the end of our wander around the Mary Rose. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. That really helps out. Okay, so from me, Chris, see you later. Bye bye bye.